Hello and welcome to the Bearded PT. I am the Bearded PT. Today let's talk about what happens when you pick a fight with a chainsaw. In order to understand where we're headed, I find it helpful to sometimes take a look in the rearview mirror and see where we've been and what we've tried before. And what I'm talking about is pain. Let's go way back. Let's talk about a few gentlemen in particular. We're going to talk about Plato, Aristotle, Hippocrates, Avicenna, and René Descartes. What links these men together? They all have a beard. Well, I will admit that René Descartes had a bit of a soul patch and a mustache. I'm willing to let that slide. But to the astute historian, you will notice that all of these men were great men of their time, great thinkers, teachers, philosophers, scientists, mathematicians, physicians, astronomers, which only leads me to believe that a beard is a sign of greatness and wisdom. But really what links these guys together and what pertains to what we're talking about is their ideas on pain. For as long as man has been on earth, we have been in pursuit of understanding pain and trying to treat it. Pain is not a pleasant experience. So of course we're trying to figure out how to improve upon this. If we look back at Plato and Aristotle, they believed that pain was more of an emotion, a connection with your heart, if you will. Hippocrates thought perhaps that pain is due to an imbalance in your fluids, your humors. Bring on the leeches. Then we come along to Avicenna. He gave us the idea that maybe pain is a sense, a lot like your sense of touch, smell, hearing, etc., etc. And through much of the Dark Ages, people believed that pain was mostly because of sin. It was a punishment, a penitence that must be paid, and the only hope for a cure was through prayer. And then we come to the Renaissance, the reawakening of the human intellect, and we have men like René Descartes, who really gave us the first idea that maybe pain is related to the human brain. There's a connection. He postulated that when something happens to your body, when you have an injury, when you stick your foot in the fire, or when you're cutting wood and that chainsaw kicks back and gets you in the shoulder, that little fight I was talking about earlier, obviously it causes some damage. What he said is that we have little pain fibers in our body, and when something happens like these injuries, it pulls on that little pain wire that runs through a tube up through to your brain and is connected to a little bell. And when it gets pulled, that little bell is ringed. Ding-a-ling, something just happened. Dummy, pull your foot out of the fire. Pull the chainsaw out of your shoulder. Turn it off. Got a bit of a bleeder here. And then you do the right thing. You bandage it, you let it heal. You got a tetanus shot, your chainsaw's a little rusty anyways. So if we follow this model of these pain fibers in your body, the treatment should be straightforward. We treat the body. We find the pain fiber perhaps, provide a treatment to it, maybe even cut it out or cut it off. And ever since his time, that's exactly what we've been trying to do, is treat the body, maybe even cut off the body part. We've got lots of surgeries, injections, physical therapy, massage therapy, acupuncture, etc., etc. Now if this stuff was so great, we wouldn't be in this pickle that we're in with the opioid crisis. Chronic pain and disability are rising surprisingly fast. If this is working, that should make sense, but it's not. So I think we need to change some of our ideas, our beliefs, our assumptions behind pain and look at a different model. Maybe we need to put aside what René Descartes had said. Now he wasn't too far off. The brain is part of it. Now part of his model also might suggest that if your pain is not because of a real physical problem, then maybe it's made up. And I would say that anybody that says this to you, that your pain is made up because, you know what, your MRI, your CT scans, your x-rays, they all look fine, I can't understand why you're having pain. I think it's probably because they're still on the Cartesian model of thinking behind pain. It is a bit more complex than that. And if you join me, we're going to go down these roads of complexity, through these spider webs of what is it? How complex is it really? What can I do about it? What can you do about it? Thank you for taking this rear-view mirror look at history and pain. I'm the Bearded PT. Let's get moving, people. Did I get it? Did I get it? Oh, now I gotta turn it off.